what you are. And with the support of HOLA at J&J, we've been delivering that program to children. And the way we combat helping kids understand and really bolster their self-esteem is really focusing on teaching them empathy, regardless of whatever situation they come up against. Having empathy, I think, is a really important part. So that's kind of how we're tackling it in that program.
What a great program.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for sharing. We're very fortunate to have Michelle in the HOLA. Eva, probably you are not aware of this. We have ERG, Employee Resource Group, and HOLA is the Hispanic group. And we're very fortunate to have Michelle in our group, and we have been developing this program for a while. But Michelle has been really the heart of this program, and with her, we have been delivering so many good things for children in the school. So, Michelle, thank you also to you for that program. It really makes children in the school.
So, Ruby, I just have one question. It's Greg again. We only have 10, 13 minutes left. So, what's the next step? So, I think we have some great ideas here. We're having this open dialogue about, how do we get more knowledge, educate sooner, employ empathy. So what's the next step? So, is someone writing down ideas or taking notes on what we discussed and then kind of building momentum to go to the next level with this? Like how are we tracking all this, all the topics that we touch upon and the ideas that we create off of this?
I would like to answer this question, Craig, from my perspective. I think that the main focus that we have is against the stigma. We have to do in all levels this exercise to talk about mental illness, to talk about that this is part of the brain issue and disease in the brain, that we have treatment for those conditions in all areas. I know that there is hard, but we have to start with some programs. And from my personal, also the psychiatry, we have a stigma. Some of the patients, they have really and this is something I would like to share also, they don't want to say that they are coming to see me. This is time ago when I was practicing in Colombia in my office. Next to my office, the dermatologist was practicing, and he recommended me to tell the patients to say that they are coming to his office, not my office, because the patients and myself, we had a stigma. So just one example that in all the areas. So if we can do this, we can talk more about depression, learn more about depression. We can learn more about how to reach out from all the angles, all the perspectives. I think that this is something that we need to continue doing this type of meetings, but in all levels, not just here in Texas, but the community. Yes.
Yeah. This is because we're doing that with our mental health diplomats group, and we're actually getting people to trying to get people to share some of their stories. And I think we really need to do it as a company first, because I can tell you it's kind of scary, even though J&J is a healthcare company. It's still rather daunting to a lot of us to share this experience.
our society. In the stigma is really the key point is that we can be able to talk about mental illness. Same thing that we are talking about physical. Medical, I think that the medical community as well will be involved, very involved in this. Because the stigma around the professional.
Yeah, I guess I just have too many ideas right now, and I need to sit down and organize these ideas in my head because, the whole point is to feel empowered, right? To feel like you have control of things going on in your life and the condition that maybe existed, and you have that voice at the end of the day to speak out, right? And we're trying to empower children to be an advocate, to find their voice. And in my mind, okay, how do we do that? Like, what's the next step? Like, I want to get involved to do that. I mean, there's a high school right down the road from Skillman. I want to go there and, do an education piece. I think there's value in that. So, I want to make sure that in my mind, what we're talking about and what we're doing get actually implemented. Let's really bring this awareness, not just on the site here in Skillman, but in the community around us.
Yes, you can count me in, Greg. You can count me in. I love your outlook and how you're already putting together in your mind the programs that we need to incorporate. So when you come up with that, I would love to pick your brain and know what you're thinking.
I contribute to that too because I feel the same way you do. I'm at a loss of how to move forward and make a change.
Yeah, and I think talking about it is great, but when there's
I want to do something.
Action, yeah, exactly. Let's do something.
Yes.
Let's start, a revolution, and let's really start something that gets momentum, and that's truly impactful to the community and to the children and to the people who are that don't have their voice, that don't feel empowered.
I'm in.
Exactly. Yeah, and Greg, this is Doreen Harris, and I'm also very interested. Before I learned about the mental health diplomats, I was looking for a way that I could get involved in my community, and particularly in the schools, because I have a son who, thank God, just graduated in May, but it was a struggle, and he's a brilliant young man.
Yeah.
And, he struggled with attention deficit challenges that we, because of fear, never got him diagnosed as parents, and we totally lost control in his last year and a half of school. So I think if we can figure out how to, even if it's like a pilot, to start to educate in schools and partner, I think to teach the children is fantastic. I think to teach the teachers and the staff how to have empathy for their students and recognize
that would have to be.
Yeah.
That would have to be part of the program. That would have to be like a two-prong approach. One prong for the children, one prong for the teachers, another prong for the administration, because they're all different. They serve different roles in a school setting. So it's a three-prong approach that if there's this training, then every aspect, the admin, the administration, part of schooling, the teachers themselves, the students themselves, they should all be part of this and get this knowledge and not necessarily training, but just this awareness, all this information that's out there, so that it's easier to talk about in a school setting, it's easier to talk about in a family setting.
And they're going to be the liaisons taking it home to their families.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If your child comes home excited about what he learned, you're probably going to listen to them more than you listen to me.
Sure. Exactly.
And I found I had a great problem dealing with the school because with my son's depression, he missed a lot of school. Well, what did they provide? But nothing but threats. Or truancy and stuff like that. And I found that they were going by what their laws and their system has. I mean, they were very compassionate when I talked to them, so I'm not dissing the school. But, I mean, again, there's things that need change because I finally had to say, if my son had cancer, would disabilities and, mental retardation, things like that. This is the same thing. They should be given the same modifications. Really, just kind of educating people on their rights too. I thought you should be a special ed teacher.
So it's funny because I used to be.
Greg, where are you located?
I'm in Skillman in the South Building.
This is Craig Pence. I just want to make sure we're connected. That every campus is going to have one of these MH diplomat employee groups. Groups will be focused on the stigma, but we'll also be focused on what we call community impacts. I think this is a perfect channel for you.
I'm involved in.
Scale up across. Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm involved in that, and I know the co-lead here in Skillman. We're talking about ideas and things like that. But to me, again, at the end of the day, I just want to talk about it. I want to do it. So let's collectively, as a result of the Mental Health Day, and we have just all this input, let's put a tentative program together. Let's roll it out, see if it works, see if it doesn't work, using the resources that we have within the company itself.
Thank you for that, Greg.
And we do have just 2 minutes left, and I would like to ask you for a big applause to our guest speaker, Eva. So, come back and talk more about her experience, her book. Really appreciate all of you, your participation. Eva has been a great pleasure to hear your voice and to speak to you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, everybody, on this most beautiful day of advocating for mental health in a positive way. Thank you. Have a great day.